what's going on, guys? This is Foxton. I wanted to talk about the whole debacle about the MIG switch bricking the switch 2. This is 100% fake news and false news, and here's my 2 cents on the whole story. The reason why this is fake is because MIG Flash, MIG Switch, whatever you want to call them, never made a post about this. And that post in the Reddit post, they were saying, oh yeah, if you use the MIG switch, it's going to brick the switch too, it's not going to work, this, that, and the other. And here's the deal: when the poster made this post about this topic, nobody ever commented any types of screenshots, any error codes, any other important information. We don't have any information. We don't have error codes, we don't have screenshots, we don't have video proof. And the most important part of this is to take in is, I went on their website, MIGFlash/MIGSwitch, whatever you want to call them, went on their website. They didn't say anything about this, and I'm 100% sure that they have one of these already in hand. This is 100% fake news, and these are a bunch of clowns that made this. Now you might be saying, oh well, you don't have proof that this is not going to brick the system. Here's the deal: if this were to actually brick the system, the newest firmware for the Switch 1 is 20.0.1, I believe. They would have implemented this brick code so it would brick the current generation of switches to stop the unused of access to the system. But they're just talking out of their butts. These are clowns. These are clowns who made this post. In my opinion, that the people that made this post, I think they're ninjas. That's my opinion, that made this, try to scare people. They're trying to scare people. Oh, if I put this in, it's going to break. If the system was that finicky and it caused problems, we would have other problems just with regular users. Buying an aftermarket charger and they go to charge the system, it has a little bit of dirt on it. That would short circuit it, and what they're saying is it has like a capacitor overload or whatever it's called. I don't have my notes in front of me, but you go ahead and you use it, a voltage regulator or something. The only way that they can implement a voltage regulator so you can mod the system would be if you were actually installing a chip, not just putting a game card in the system, because I'm sure you guys have done it before with a legit cartridge. You got to put the game card into the Switch 1 and you get an error code, blah blah blah, it's not working, and you gotta clean it off and put it back in. It's happened to me before with the MIG, and it's happened to me with legit carts. This is fake and this is a rumor. Now you might be asking yourself, when I get the Switch on launch day, am I going to try it with the MIG? 100% correct. I'm going to try it with the day 1 firmware and the day 2 firmware. And here's a little bit of information for you. With the day 1 firmware, Switch 1 games will not work because the firmware has to be updated. So on day 1 firmware, if you have an actual cart that's not a game key, it's actually a real cart, it has the full game on it, you can actually put that in the Switch 2 and turn it on, and it will work. You don't need to do anything. But here's the deal: for you to use the Switch 1 games, you have to update the firmware. Now, I always tell everybody, don't update the firmware so you get an easier way of modding the system. But here's what I'm going to do. When I get the system, I will be trying the MIG Flash in day 1 firmware and also in the major update firmware. If you want to stay on a low firmware, this is my suggestion to you: update to the day 1 firmware. Then immediately after you update to the day 1 firmware, don't use the firmware anymore until we get a mod for it. Because once you're on a lower firmware, it's easier to mod the system. My opinion is, how the system is going to be hacked this time, we're going to probably be doing a WebKit. That's what I'm thinking. Just kind of like in the PS5, and we had one for the Xbox series just for a little bit, then it kind of got messed up and whatever not. And really, we haven't heard back from them at all with the scenes and everything. So that's my suggestion to you: stay on the day 2 firmware. You get that system, open it up, update it, keep it offline until we see what happens with the scenes. They're not going to implement a mod for the day 1 firmware. They're going to do it probably for the day 2 firmware. So when you get the system, update it so you can use the Switch 1 cards in the Switch 2 system, and you'll be as right as rain, and you'll be all set, ready to go. That's my suggestion to you, is to do that. We just have to be really careful, and these are rumors. We have no video evidence of that this flash card is bricking systems. Absolutely no way or shape or form. I can see an aftermarket dock. I can see an aftermarket charger, or maybe even an aftermarket accessory where the voltage isn't lining up, like with the joke cons. I call them joke cons. I'm sure we'll have a joke con drift in this. That's all I wanted to talk about. Anyway, guys, like and subscribe to Fox Den. I'll catch you later. Have a wonderful day.